So this is going to be a quick video on how to change your filter cartridges. So depending on what sort of system you've got, you're either going to have a couple of bolts here, you might have a bolt on the top, or you might have a bolt on the front as well. So pretty much all you want to do is just undo any bolts that are there. They should be able to be undone with your hands. And the cover will just pull off. So you don't really need any tools or anything. So all I usually have is obviously the new cartridge that we're going to change it over. I always just bring a screwdriver just to help clean out the cartridges if we need, and then just a shifter and some multis. So if those bolts want to be a bit hard, I just hit them with the multis. Then you just want to turn off the filter, so either side, just turn the green valve off, and then press the red buttons on top, which will release the pressure. You'll see the water go down, the pressure go down on the gauges. If you miss that step, you won't be able to undo these housings. They'll just be impossible to undo. And then grab your spanner. I just like to crack them all and then undo them by hand. So these blue housings, it doesn't matter if you get them mixed up and accidentally put the wrong ones in the wrong things, but you obviously need to put the cartridges in the right order. So if you get the cartridges through us, we will label them 1, 2, and 3. And then obviously you can put them in the right way. If not, you always put the sediment cartridge in first. Then just depending on your next two cartridges, a little bit complicated to explain, but it doesn't matter too much. So I'll just give these cartridges a bit of a wipe out on the inside with a clean rag. If there's any sediment or just any debris that's been left in there. Some people will use a chemical spray to clean it. I just try and keep away from putting any chemicals inside. Sometimes a little bit of sediment that gets caught right at the bottom, so I just use a screwdriver and inside the rag to get it. The only other thing is some of the systems will have this little ring. This ring's just for the sediment cartridge to hold it in place because it's a little bit different to the other ones. So just make sure if you do have a ring, use that for your sediment cartridge, which is your first one. And all you need to do is take the plastic off them. Try not to touch them as much as you can. Drop them in. Just check before. Just make sure your rubber is seated well and undamaged. If they are damaged, you can get replacement rubbers and they just pop out fairly easy. Pop out like that. You just get the new rubber, pop it in like that. So sediment in first. You don't actually need the spanner to do them up if you can do them up tightly enough with your hand, but if you're worried, you can always just give it a quick little nip with that. Same thing with this one. Plastic off. Try not to touch the actual cartridge. And last one. So now that they're all in, we can turn the water back on. If you have a tap nearby, the best thing is to turn that on as well. Sometimes they can be rainwater. I think this one is connected to the mains, which is good. So just don't turn them on really quickly. Just crack it a little bit on both sides. You'll hear the water come through. Just keep an eye out too, just to make sure none of these are dripping when you turn it back on. As you can see, it's starting to come through the tap. Spurt a little bit. It might be a little bit discolored when it first comes through, which is totally normal as well. Just slowly open these valves up so they're opened all the way. And just give it a good flush for 5 to 10 minutes. If you've got something to water or something outside, that's what we usually do, but here we'll just flush it here. And check for leaks, just make sure all these canisters are up tight enough. If they're gonna leak, they'll drip from the top here where the rubber is and drip down. Other than that, everything's all done. So then you'll just chuck your cover back on. Do your bolts back up. And she's all good for another year.